And two individuals whose names have dominated Kenyan political discussions in the last 12 hours are Raila Odinga and William Ruto. Both of them were in the same party in the run-up to the 2007 general election, several years after they both are squared up for the presidency of Kenya. Now, here are a few more things we know about the men.
Raila Ademola Odinga, born in January 7, 1945 in the Mesino, Kisumu district, is a graduate of Ottovan Gericka University, Magdeburg in Germany. Mr. Odinga returned to Kenya in 1970, and in 1971 he founded the Standard Processing Equipment Construction and Erection Limited, the only company manufacturing liquid petroleum gas cylinders in Kenya. In 1974, Mr. Odinga was appointed Group Standards Manager of the Kenya Bureau of Standards. After holding this position for 4 years, he was promoted to be the Deputy Director in 1978, a post he held until his 1982 detention. 1st of August 1982, a group of soldiers from the Kenyan Air Force attempted to overthrow the government of then-President Daniel Arap Moi. After the failed attempt to overthrow him, President Moi reorganized Kenya's security architecture. Raila Odinga was arrested and charged with treason after being accused of being among the masterminds of the 1982 coup. He was released 6 years later in February 1988, but detained again in August of the same year to be released in June 1989. Mr. Odinga was released on 12 June 1989, only to be incarcerated again on 5th of July 1990, together with Kenneth Matiba and former Nairobi Mayor Charles Rubia. Mr. Odinga was finally released on 21st June 1991, and in October he fled to country to Norway amid indications that the increasingly corrupt Kenyan government was attempting to assassinate him without success. At the time of Mr. Odinga's departure to Norway, the Forum for the Restoration of Democracy, a movement formed to agitate for the return of multi-party democracy to Kenya, was newly formed. In February 1992, Mr. Odinga returned to join Ford. Raila Odinga won the Laganta constituency parliamentary seat previously held by Philip Liki of Kano. Mr. Odinga became the second father of multi-party democracy in Kenya after Kenneth Matiba. In his first bid for the presidency in the 1977 general election, Mr. Odinga finished third. Mr. Odinga thereafter declared Kibaki Tosh as Swahili for Kibaki is sufficient, an endorsement of a Kibaki ticket. This resolved the matter of candidacy, and NAC went on to defeat Mr. Moi's protege, Uhuru Kenyatta. Raila Odinga led the formation of a new opposition outfit, the Orange Democratic Movement, and orange was the symbol for the no vote in the constitutional referendum. In March 2018, Raila and Uhuru had a political handshake intended to cool the political temperatures after the 2017 general elections. The handshake gave birth to the Building Bridges Initiative, alias BBI. Odinga was appointed High Representative for Infrastructure Development at the African Union Commission in 2018. On the 10th December 2021, Mr. Odinga announced that he will be eyeing a fifth stab at the presidency, putting an end to months of suspense after his surprise truce with President Kenyatta. His announcement was made while launching the Azimio la Umoja Convention, which would be his vehicle to State House, held at Kasarani Stadium, Nairobi.
Now joining me via Skype from the nation's capital to discuss this development is an African affairs analyst, Ademola Oshodi. Thank you so much for joining us on World Now. So as Kenyans decide who rules them for the next dispensation, what are the issues that you think would shape the outcome of this poll?
Thank you. The issues concerning Kenyans is basically the same issue concerning everybody around the world. The global crisis with the aftermath of COVID and the Ukrainian crisis. This has caused tremendous hardship across all countries, inflation, and this is itself has resulted in instability in weak democracies in Africa and in many parts of Latin America. So it's the same situation everybody's dealing with. But unfortunately, Kenya also has dealt with some drought issues and concerns of instability around the Horn of Africa with problems in Ethiopia and also in Somalia, which both border Kenya. So, but in reality, Kenya has been a beacon of stability and democracy in Africa, and it is the economic powerhouse of East Africa. So it has a lot going for it, but the challenges are vast. And Kenya has also had an issue with post-election violence. This has caused tremendous amount of deaths. Over 1,500 people died in 2007 after that election. So there's also nervousness around that side. So we're all hoping for a free and fair process, violent-free, whereby two new candidates from two different ethnic groups can take the helm of affairs in Kenya.
Well, Uhuru Kenyatta remains center stage in the polls and is backing the leading candidate, Raila Odinga. That's his former arch rival who is running for the presidency for a record fifth term. So it does appear like a two-horse race, even though there are other candidates. What do you think about the two main contenders in this race?
They are veterans. They have been had very controversial past, just like most politicians in emerging democracies in Africa and many parts of the world. Odinga was, as you said in your opening book, been associated with issues of insurrection in Kenya, but it's also been a lightning rod for the lower ethnic group, his tribe, and he's led them for the past probably 3 decades now, seeking the presidency of Kenya. The other candidate, Ruto, is even more controversial. He was taken to the International Criminal Court for issues of election violence. I think they associated him with the killing of many Kikuus in a church. He was let go by the court, but not, found guilty or not found innocent. So they've also been extremely been in the corridors of power for a long period of time. They've made a lot of money. They've represented their ethnic groups, and this is a time when the major ethnic group, as you said, the Kikuyus, will not be represented or will not be seeking the presidency of Kenya, at least in the two major political parties. So there's an opportunity for a different ethnic group, probably supported by the Kikuyus, to take the helm. Both candidates, Ruto and Odinga, will not change much in Kenya. They are very much establishment candidates. As much as Ruto, the deputy president right now, states that he's representing the working class, the hustlers, as he claims it, against Odinga's dynastic background. Both of them are very much tainted by the elections and the governance in Kenya for the past 20, 30 years. So we don't expect much difference. All we hope for is a very smooth transition, peaceful order, a change of power, and continuous, stability in that Horn of Africa, where Kenya is very pivotal in ensuring that issues in that area, especially trade, security, is still well established.
We understand that large number of young people did not register to vote in the elections because of frustrations by widening inequality and an entrenched political system overseen by same old elite. So what does this mean for Kenyan political system, where it said that the youth are the leaders of the now?
The youth are the leader of the now, but they're also established politicians, the electoral class, do hold sway in every society. Odinga is 77 years old, which is really, really, even old for African standards. But the only way I would suggest for the youth is to get engaged and partake in the process. It's never going to be perfect, but the most important thing is people have a right to choose, and societies need that calm, stable background for elections to go through, and post-election outcome is also very important. So as much as the youth may feel disgruntled, they have the right to go out and vote and try and make a difference, regardless of the challenges involved. Age or youth in any society should not be a way of discouraging the electoral process or even disenfranchising anybody to come out and basically do their right, the obligation to ensure they partake in the process of society, like elections.
And William Ruto among the Kenyans, how popular he's been or he is to be able to give the incumbent a fight to clinch the position of the president. Well, we'll see how that turns out at the end of the day. African Affairs analyst Ademola Oshodi, thank you so much for your insight.
Thank you.